This is reflection time, and we're just looking back at all of January and asking ourselves questions and journaling because it helps you just process what happened. Look at the month, assess yourself. So did you apply for any universities or scholarships this month? Did you apply? And if you did, whoa, congratulations to you. You should take some time to write how did that make you feel? The fact that you put together everything, went through your checklist, looked at the pros and the cons of everything, and you submitted that application. Glory, you did that. So I'm sure there must be something inside of you that is like, yes, I did one thing this month of January. I did one thing, and I'm proud of you. You should be proud of yourself too. And also taking one day to just reward yourself. Ooh. Oh, this tea is hot. Ooh. So just take one day to reward yourself of like the fact that you were able to accomplish this, because celebrating small wins, it's important. And when you celebrate the small wins, at some point you'll be able to have bigger wins to celebrate, and be grateful. Thank yourself that you were able to push through. You all know the Snoop Dogg video where he says, I want to thank me for putting all this hard work. I want to thank me for not giving up. I want to thank me for pushing through when it was very hard.
I want to thank me for doing all this hard work. I want to thank me for having no days off. I want to thank me for never quitting.
That is how you should feel about yourself. Submitting that application, submitting that university documents, and applying for that scholarship. Thank you, because you did that. I don't know all of you, but it's not like it has been a very, like you've had a lot of time to go through. I'm sure you're juggling so many things, but you were still able to push through towards achieving the life of your dreams, and you submitted that application. So thank yourself for that. What I usually do is, as you can see my nails. I love to do my nails, and I always have tons of tasks that I have to do during the month, during the day, and my reward at the end of the month is when I do my reset at the end of the month is I start with doing my nails, because I look at all my tasks that I've done and I'm like, all right, I have done this. Even during the month, while I'm going through everything, I'm like, oh, remember you have to do this, because if you don't do it, there will be no nails done. And I love to do my nails, so it's like I'm looking forward to that reward of doing my nails. So it motivates me daily to get up, check the task off my list, such that by the end of the month, I'm like, oh, look at you, you did this. So now it's time to go get your nails done. So if there is something that you love doing, something that makes you happy, that fills up your spirit, definitely go and do it to reward yourself for submitting that application. And also, of course, we have some people that probably you didn't apply for no university this month, you didn't apply for no scholarship this month. So oh, all right. So the question here is not necessarily you beating yourself up for not doing it, but it's mostly you taking time to ask yourself questions of, why did I not do it? What happened? And why was I not able to push through? And just asking yourself why. Probably you may start finding that you were maybe very busy throughout the month, or you had other things that you were doing. If it is that you were very busy, what you can do is, okay, moving forward for next month, I'm going to get up maybe 1 hour earlier than the normal schedule, such that I have 1 hour at the start of the day to do it, or maybe sleeping 1 hour later, such that I have that 1 hour at the end of the day to do it, right? Or also, if it is that you were busy with other things, this is also a time for you to sit back and ask yourself questions about prioritization. What do you prioritize? do all of those things, were they more important than this application? They could be, because yeah, you may want to study abroad and you may want to get that dream scholarship or get to that dream country, but maybe that is not the end all and be all. For example, you may have other things that tied you down, so you can decide that, okay, fine, next month this is important, but I'm going to maybe bring it a bit up the list of things that are important, so that I can also focus on doing it. Because you've done your vision board, you've put it on your vision board, so you won't put something on your vision board that is not at least important to you, right? So just take some time to analyze how your month went. Why didn't you apply? And then you can now just readjust some things if you need more time. All right, if you need to reprioritize more, all right, do that. But be reflective, because that is extremely important. So did you receive any acceptance letters this month? And did you receive any rejection letters this month? And the good thing about reflecting is that when you receive these acceptance letters, right, you're probably thinking, oh my God, it's amazing, right? But I want you to write down how you feel. How are you feeling? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling motivated? Are you feeling like, oh, okay, now I no longer have to apply for any scholarships? And you should reward yourself for receiving acceptance letters. Because the thing is, getting a scholarship is hard. Getting admission into a university is hard. So if you went through that process, and your 2022 is starting out with you getting that scholarship or getting admission into that university, reward yourself. I always tell you all about how much I love doing my nails and how I reward myself by doing my nails, right? So reward yourself if you got some acceptance letters. And also, how about if you got some rejection letters? You can feel sad. It's okay to feel sad. Write it down in the journal. Write it down for, I'm going to give you no, write it down. But in terms of feeling sad, feel sad for one day. Feel sorry for yourself for one day, and 24 hours it's up. Let's get back to it, okay? And in getting back to it, it's not just you thinking about, all right, I'm getting back to it, but it's that sense of, what am I now going to do different? Oh, why was I rejected for this university admission? Why was I rejected for this scholarship? This is a reflection period. This is a time where you're thinking, what did I do wrong? How can I make it right? How can I make it better? It's because the thing is, if you just get back and then you go straight to the next application without having some time to process, first of all, how you felt, how whatever thing that was going on inside. That is why you have that journal place to write it down. Get it out, let it out. You write it down and then strategizing for what next. You may repeat the same thing in February. So it is important that you do a reflection of, on that application, what did I do wrong? And if you can, send an email to the university, send an email to the scholarship provider and ask, like, all right, I wasn't given the scholarship and I wasn't given the admissions. Can you all give me feedback on what is it that I got wrong, such that when I submit my next application, I can do better? Some of them will reply, some of them will not. But the thing is that get feedback from as many places as possible. And then now you start looking at it like, okay, February, we go back in. But now we are going back into February with the lessons from January. We have learned lessons. We know the things that we didn't do right, and we are getting into February into making those things, correcting those things that we didn't do right in January. So make sure that as you write how you feel in this journal, or however thing that you feel in this journal, moving forward, strategize for next month, because there is still a next month, okay? So acceptance letters, rejection letters, write how you feel, and know that The journey continues till December 2023, so we still have a long time. So now let us really take time to think about next month. We have had a sense of how this month went. We've done an assessment, a reflection of did we accomplish our goals, didn't we accomplish our goals. Now what really matters is moving forward. What do I want to do in February? And if you were doing all of this in January and you felt a bit overwhelmed, a good thing that you can do is just break it down. The goal is 3 scholarships or 3 universities to apply per month. Pull it down to 1. If it is overwhelming for you, pull it down to 1. Get at least 1 university that you apply for, 1 scholarship that you apply for, and then you give yourself 30 days. 30 days to submit that application. And then now, okay, if I have 30 days, which means what can I do each day? And if you follow the planner, you just see the first thing is about the scholarship. You can decide that 2 days I'm going to do research about the scholarship. 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day, I'm just going to block out this time and I do research about the scholarship. Let it go. No. The first thing you do is the scholarship eligibility, because you want to check if you're eligible for the scholarship or not, right? So you look at the scholarship eligibility, 2 days. You give yourself that time. Scholarship eligibility, you do that. The next 2 days, about the scholarship, you're doing background research. Okay, what is the scholarship provider? What are they looking for? Give yourself 2 days. 1 hour a day. Maybe, okay, give yourself 3 days, because if it is 1 hour a day, maybe you need a bit more time to do a background research about the scholarship provider. Take out time to do some research also about the scholarship grantees, because you want to have a good sense of who are those that got this scholarship, and what is it? What can I learn from these people? And why did they get this scholarship? What is it about them that made them so good that they got the scholarship? Because you want to prepare yourself for how do I strategize, right? That is the goal of this. So now you look through this the scholarship grantees. The next 3 days you go to LinkedIn and you look through their profiles. And I know that for high school graduates who may be thinking about applying for bachelor scholarships, many of you may not be using LinkedIn, but this is a good time for you to start getting into LinkedIn, because so many graduates are on LinkedIn, and you just need to type the scholarship, whatever scholarship you're looking for, then you add the plus scholar there, and then you're going to see the scholars of that particular scholarship, and you do some digging, research about them. If some, you can even reach out to some people. If they have the time, they can actually talk to you. So what is it about them that made them different, right? Do that background research, take notes, compare it with your current state. So take the next 3 days and do that background research, and then after doing that, schedule the next 3 days to go online and just look for their CVs. Grantees of this scholarship, what do their CVs look like? Have they done some publications? Did they do some volunteer work? Like, what is it? I'm sure most of the information that you will find on their CVs, it's not going to be very different from what you will find on LinkedIn, but still, just to be sure that you're double checking, and then just do that. And then that's like the next 3 days, right? And then the next 3 days you do some research, 1 hour a day, remember. The next day you now do research about this scholarship application process. Of course, you have written down what are the documents that you need. Then now you start putting, on your scholarship application checklist, submission checklist, you've written down all the list of the documents that you need, and now you start coming up with the strategy to apply for each of the scholarships. On the forms, you're going to see there's a place on Q&A strategy on how do I strategize to apply to answer the questions about the scholarship. So now you can start filling up that place, do that background research, fill up the place, fill it up, such that you have a good strategy on how you are going to apply for that scholarship over the next 3 days. So the main thing is that if you felt overwhelmed in January, just break the tasks down. You want to apply for a scholarship? What is the name? About the eligibility, about the scholarship, the grantee's LinkedIn, the grantee's CV, the question and answer. Just break it 3 days, 3 days, 3 days, 3 days, 3 days. 1 hour a day if you have it, 2 hours a day depending on what time you have. And then you just go from there. That way you know that on your daily task, on your to-do list daily, you have one thing that you will do that is going to move you closer to your study abroad dream or to get that scholarship dream, and just put in that. Because sometimes you may be thinking, oh, I have to do so much, but if you put in just 1 hour a day, you are better off than someone who didn't do that, right? So I understand, don't be too hard on yourself, but just work at it, work at it, work at it, okay? You're going to get there. You'll get there slowly, slowly.